And I'm getting awful echo when I'm checking my sound on there, even though I got the echo cancellation.
I get
I
bad
mean,
echo on your
if
Bill, we
waveform.
can
London
barely hear you.
if Londoner says anything bad to you, just tell him to shut up.
How about now?
No, now you sound worse.
Fuzzier but louder.
Hello, audio check, 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 check.
That sounds like pure
Yeah,
garbage.
sounds like you're blowing the mic out of the water.
Let's see
You're
what.
doing. No, you were right. Blowing the mic. That's what it sounded like.
Hmm.
Are you on the right microphone?
That's what it says.
Give it a tap.
We hear no tap.
Nope. Switch away, switch back.
Switch away, switch away, switch away. Microphone.
Nothing.
Audio. All right, let me get away from this stupid.
You're loud.
Hang on.
Well, I've kind of made a decision I'm going to be teaching in January and then taking February off again.
How's the wife?
Well, she's around, and they're going to do the other knee in early February.
Yeah, it's a good time to take February off then.
Yeah, but
Audio.
she's recovered enough that while she can't drive herself anywhere yet, we'll just have to rearrange her. It would take less time, but there's always school buses in the way. From the high school to home, there's 3 school zones. Mm-hmm. What the heck is that thing, Dale?
That is off of my LSI host bus adapter. Let me change cameras again. This is the SAS connector they use on servers.
Okay.
And then the cable converts it over to 4 SATAs, and this board right here. There we go. Let me put this out of my hand. That is I don't remember what model it is, but it's an LSI host bus adapter, and it has 8 channels, and each one of those cables is for SATAs. And then this is the back of my server. This is the There's one Molex for power, and then this one's compatible with SAS or SATA, so there's one of each. So so if you're using SATA, you just use, the top one, and the bottom one's the SAS. And right now I've been cable. Let me put this down so I don't drop on the
Audio.
floor.
Audio.
I've been doing some cable management.
Well, it sounds better, but still too soft.
Audio. How about that?
That's
Check.
better.
Check.
Yeah,
I gotta keep an eye on this thing because it keeps wanting to.
Nope, now it sounds like shit again.
Audio.
No, it doesn't sound like shit, just soft.
Audio.
Say
Check.
something else.
Something else.
Sounds like shit.
What do you think, Dale?
Say something more than 2 words.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
See, Moss? It sounds like terrible.
Yeah. Mary had a little lamb.
Oh, it's just a wee
His
bit.
fleece was white as snow.
It sounds somewhat muffled.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like your microphone's broken.
Yeah. You need a new mic, Bill.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get another one of these stupid things. What about now?
Well, that's obviously not the Q2U.
No. Is that any better?
Soft.
Still soft, huh? Well, how about now? I sure am hearing it loud in my ears. That's for sure.
check
Good,
your audio.
good for you, but like I said, whenever I tune into YouTube when you guys are going, I can barely hear you, and sounds like Joe's blasting his mic out.
That's an issue with OBS. He needs to balance the desktop audio with the microphone audio.
Yeah, the stupid way we got to do it with recording a screen like this irritates the hell out of me.
Check the mic levels in the OS.
Yeah, the thing is, I can't use the Mint tools to do it because this new Scarlett is recognized as a what? What, Moss?
Sound like shit.
It sounds like I can't hear you, like you don't have a microphone and it's getting picked up by your computer.
How about now? Is that any better?
No.
No.
And now?
A little bit.
And
Tap
now?
on your mic again.
We do not hear that.
Oh my God. That's the wrong microphone. But Discord is saying that it's using the Scarlett.
Discord is wrong.
I'm done with this flat pack of Discord. Let me go back to the Chromium one that I made. I'll be back. For those in the stream, I apologize, but I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, but well, we're having such a great time today. I can see.
Londoner said I sounded just fine.
Well, you sound good there. We still can't see you, but you sound good.
Yeah, it's been taking a second for it to. Oh, crap.
Oh crap!
Well,
OBS is messing with him.
OBS got a
crap.
hold of the webcam while I had the app turned
Evidently,
on.
they got a hold of the microphone too.
Why? Does it still sound like crap?
No, you sound a lot better.
Tap on your mic.
Londoner says your volume is as loud as the others on YouTube, and he can hear you tapping the mic.
I can't hear any tapping if you're tapping on the mic.
I was. All right, there.
Nothing.
Well, Londoner can hear you. It's OBS's fault.
No, that would be you guys' audio's fault if you can't hear me.
Here, I don't know.
Huh?
I'm starting on dishes.
Oh, okay.
Love you.
Love you too.
Oh, I love you too, Joe.
All right.
Moss, you're one of my oldest friends.
Probably I'm one of your oldest anythings.
I wasn't going to mention it, but
Hey, I still know some dirt that's older than me.
No, we got guys where I work that are in their 80s.
Yeah, your volume is better, Bill. You're still a little tiny bit fuzzy, but that's okay. We can hear you. I can. I should speak for myself.
All right. We should be back on the stream now. All right. Anywho.
OBS sucks. Oh,
No, it's not OBS's fault because you're hearing me through Discord. Everybody that's
OBS
watching.
is grabbing your mic and your camera.
Well, the mic can be accessed by multiple input outputs.
Sure.
The camera can't. And I got rid of my little web app that I made for Discord because Discord started making that flat pack. They took control of that flat pack, and I thought it would be good, but it's just as crappy as it was before.
Well, I've been running the flat pack on everything, and it works great on Bodhi, and I'm having problems on Mint.
That's all right. I'm getting ready to go to LMDE with.
LMDE is total crap for sound for me. Total crap.
Well, it
Have
works.
you ever heard me say Bodhi works better than Mint? Not before this.
I've been playing with it to get it working with Sid, and it works. It works great now. I'm really happy with it. And if you're on Sid, you don't have to worry about flat packs or anything because you got up-to-date software right there in the repos. I'm gonna make a little.
I've tried running testing, and then I app pinned some of the SID packages. I did that many years ago.
The thing you have to remember. Oh God, see, it's still screwing with my microphone because it's chromium.
And here's Majid.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and Joe. How you all
Thank
doing?
you for making that distinction. I appreciate it.
I know. I hope you guys had a nice Christmas, stroke Yuletide, stroke Hanukkah, stroke whatever.
It's
Happy
over. It's
Crystal
over with now.
Kwanzaa.
So
Majid.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
I would say that it's over, but work is going to have the exact same problem
Sorry, I missed that bit, Joe. Sorry, what did you say?
On the 1st, I'm going to take naps.
Oh, okay.
Looks like Ole Miss is about to score another touchdown on Penn State.
Well, because I'm planning on spending a good chunk of the day on the 31st podcasting.
Yeah, I'll be in and out. Depends on how much time I got. Trying to talk Suzanne into doing it. She doesn't really have a mic. I guess I could loan her my extra.
Oh,
What podcast?
The
Audio,
HBR New Year's show.
Oh, okay.
If my wife wants to join, I'll give her this headset and I'll go in and I'll use my mic.
How many people are normally on them?
As many as show up. They record the whole bloody thing and then they edit it down and release it, and usually 3 or 4 parts about a month later.
It's 28 or 30 hours that it's on, so sometimes there will be like no one on, and then sometimes people will just be, going a mile a minute on there.
Mm-hmm.
Starts at 5 a.m. Eastern time on the 31st, and then it usually starts wrapping up around 6 a.m. on the 1st Eastern time. But
It's
people
gonna
stay
run
on as long as they stay on.
Yeah, it's going to run a little longer. I don't know if people will be on or not, but I know Honky has to work that day. So the recording's going to keep running for a while.
Who you calling Honky, you cracker-ass cracker?
Honky Magoo, I'm calling Honky.
Cracker-ass
because
cracker.
his name is Honky.
That reminds me, that was, I think, last week or whatever, I was talking to someone, and he'd been to some Islamic function or something like this, right? And I said, I've heard they go on a while. And he goes, yeah, we started at about 9 and it's supposed to finish at midnight. And I went, no, okay, fine, it's not too bad. He goes, oh, no, yeah, but it didn't actually finish at midnight. What time did it finish? Oh, 3:30 in the morning. Bloody hell. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, we've got a fairly new chain around here. I don't know how big it is or where it started, but there's one in Morristown, Huey Magoo's Chicken Fingers.
I know nothing about it.
I would love to know where they're getting fingers off a chicken that are edible.
Stop fingering your chickens.
It's not. It's,
sorry, I couldn't resist that joke.
Lips and
I couldn't
toes.
resist that joke.
Probably the same case they're getting the buffalo wings off the chickens.
Well, no, they get those off the buffalo.
Yeah, but the buffaloes shed their wings before they're slaughtered.
Those bastards. What on earth?
Sort of like deers dropping their antlers. Antlers, rather.
Audio check.
I really question the design of some of these motherboard manufacturers, where they put these
every day
connector. It's like,
well, it's like they put all of those PCI slots in, but they know that one of those slots is going to get covered by your your double slot graphics card, and then they put in the PCIe's right next to that, where you can't actually do anything because if you do, it will cover up the fans.
Did you get that video card, Joe?
I don't know. I haven't checked the mail today.
Yeah.
here's the SATA connectors. I looked at this board online before I bought it at Micro Center yesterday, and it's really nice. It's got 8 SATA ports. It's got a lot of fan headers. It's got, all the things that I was looking for. It has 4 PCI slots because I want to add another LSI controller, and I want to put an Intel NIC in here because I don't trust Realtek for their Linux support on some boards. But look at this. They put the SATA ports, instead of having them up and down, they're at 90 degrees. And now you have to put the cable in, bend it down through the pass-through, route it back up to be able to get over to here.
Well, they do make 90-degree SATA cables.
Yeah, I tried
Yeah,
one
I
of
got
those
a
earlier,
box of them.
Joe, but the problem is there's an overhang.
Hmm.
If this was flush, I'm trying to look at the camera here. If this was flush, it would be fine for a right angle, but let me let me use my phone for a flashlight here. I'll show you.
Hey Dale, did you ever get the EBXYA box?
Actually, I haven't been up there yet. I had forgotten that it's going to be New Year's Eve, so I'm not sure if my UPS store is going to be open. That's one of my failures in my plan, because my friend lives in Talmadge that I'm going to tomorrow night for New Year's Eve party,
Uh-huh.
and that's where my UPS store location is. And I did realize when I planned this out that I was going to go up there and then go to my friend's house. Well, I forgot that they may not be open, so I'll have to check it probably Monday if they're not open tomorrow. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Flashlight. There we go. I lost track. Yeah. Here. This might be better. If you look, there's an overhang. So you can't put 90 degree because I tried and it won't go in. It's like the longest overhang I've ever seen, because this is weird. They had the forethought. The sinuses are competing with my throat today. They had the forethought to making that beveled. You see how it bevels where that one screw post is right here? They had the forethought to bevel the board out so that you could use 90 degree setup plug, but the pan on this case isn't beveled. So you can't put a 90 degree on there. So this
You need to lift the board up a little bit, like a few millimeters.
They make Dremels.
Yeah. I had to drill a bunch of holes last time I did that.
I'm not really concerned about it that much because I have the SATA for the boot drive, and then I bought one of these. Where did I put it? Over here. I bought on camera. I bought one of these. Bill, you might be interested in this. Maybe Joe. Fits in a 5 1/4 inch bay, and they make 4, 6, 8, and I can't remember what the next size up, but it's hot swappable.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
Yeah. Tony has had something like that for a long
Tony's
time.
had his for a few years, but I got this one.
IC Doc, yeah, that's the name.
Yeah, and I should have got the 6 instead of this one because it was only $7 more. But I had two 5 1/4 inch bays, and the most I'm ever going to have is probably 8 anyways, because I only have 8 SATA ports. If I wanted to use all of them, I would have to get an NVMe and use that so I could free up another SATA port.
Or you could get one of these. See.
Huh?
You get one of these.
That too. Yeah.
The 1X, and it gives you 2 more. And I got one that's got 4 of them on it.
Yeah, my friend Josh, he told me he bought one of those for his that has 2 NVMe ports on it.
This one's the NVMe. If you want to use NVMe through but that's an X4 slot.
Yeah, fit one of those in my Tiny.
This? Yeah, it's low profile. See?
Not in my Tiny.
You can't put any PCI stuff in there?
Yeah.
Bill,
No.
it's that big.
Oh,
Yeah, the tiny.
So it's
You
got-
can see my sound box on top of it.
yeah. Well, you've got no PCI slots in that then, presumably.
I think there's an NVMe slot in there that's not in use.
I've got
I
NVMe
do
drives.
have an
Well, if
SD.
there is an NVMe slot that's not in use, you can run an external PCIe.
Yeah. There's a lot you can do with that.
Yeah, here's the.
See, I've got one, but it's just one 3.5 inch. It's not, and it's got a lock door on it, hot swap bay.
Now, does that just mount up to SATA?
This? Yeah.
Mine does.
Okay.
And then it's got like ports on the inside that
Those look like display ports on the back.
Yeah, there's supposed to be, I guess, a button. I haven't figured it out. You saw me just open it just now.
should pop.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go.
Then
Hey,
each
Dale.
drive mounts up to a SATA slot, and that sits in a 5 1/4 inch drive bay.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of cool.
there's
The one I got is just a single 3.5 inch drive, but it's got a little lock door on it with one of those keys that are like what you would use on a pop machine.
I have a dumb question. If my Wi-Fi antenna is not connected, how come I still get good Wi-Fi?
Because you're extremely close to the router and close enough you don't need an antenna.
Whatever you do, don't move.
Because
Yeah, the
those
wire-
little antenna clips are impossible to get back on without breaking something.
I got good at doing that.
They're not. They're not. You just have to be delicate.
Well, if you've got this much room to get your finger down in there and push that thing
Yeah.
on.
They make these things. Hold on. Let me see if I can find.
They make things. Who'da thunk it?
Oh. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Needle nose pliers, tweezers, something.
Oh, well, they make those too. But I was gonna say tweezers.
Yeah.
I have those, and I can't get a good enough grip on it to use for that. Anyhow,
If you take a look at these right here,
Oh, see, I don't have any like that. That
so
would
you
probably
line
be
these
better.
up, and then
Yeah.
once it's lined up, you can use it to push it flat.
Mine are.
I think they should just abolish those clips and come up with something easier to use.
Or
just stop using Wi-Fi.
Anything smaller.
Oh, we don't need smaller. We just need easier.
See, this is all I've got. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got a kit I got a
Yeah,
couple kits
I've
like
got
that,
that
but
one.
they're real old ones. I mean, I bought them back in 2002, 2005 when I was doing my online class at PC repair.
Oh, hold on. This is a screwdriver set.
Oh, yeah, I got mine.
Let me get a light on in here.
Dremel set, screwdriver set,
I just threw away
makeup
my
brushes
Dremel.
set, screwdriver set. Let's see, drill bits set, drill bits and screwdriver bits, mini screwdriver set. iFixit toolkit. Yeah,
Joe, you're a tool.
Oh, oh,
indeed.
oh.
Oh, Moss, you can tell me all about how you like my tool.
I wasn't referring to your tool. I was referring to you
were
being
telling
a
me you
tool.
love me earlier.
I
so-
heard it's a thing of legend.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's a Legend of Zelda.
Oh. Video game humor. All right.
RR. Yeah, I don't know what Link is doing around all those eligible females.
Well, that's good
Swinging
segue.
his sword.
I managed to get RetroArch working on my Pixel, which I'd almost killed. So I've been playing the SNES port of Street Fighter 2.
The best
Which
ever
is cool.
made.
I've been able to get Zemu working on this machine,
Mhm.
which is an emulator for the original Xbox. So
Oh, okay.
I was able to play Crimson Skies High Road to Redemption. Although there are some issues that I have with the controller setup that I'm still trying to work the kinks out of. Because I can't do all of the...
Audio. How about that?
That's
Check.
better.
Check.
Yeah,
I got to keep an eye on this thing because it keeps wanting to.
Nope, now it sounds like shit again.
Audio.
No, it doesn't sound like shit, just soft.
Audio.
No, say
Check.
something else.
Something else.
Sounds like shit.
What do you think, Dale?
Say something more than 2 words.
Mary had a little lamb, and sleeps was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
See, Moss? It sounds like terrible.
Yeah. Mary had a little lamb.
Oh, it's just a wee
His
little.
fleece was white as snow.
It sounds somewhat muffled.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like your microphone's broken.
Yeah. 88.
I just went back and listened to the part where you guys were complaining about my microphone. And on the YouTube, it's loud and clear, and you guys are complaining about it, and it's clear.
I guess
because
maybe it's a Discord issue. Just
Yeah.
Discord not picking up the right microphone.
Yeah, it's got to be because the YouTube stream would be picking up the OBS stuff. So OBS for the win.
You can get a copy of Kingdom of Cross at myabandonware.com. I just find out. However, it's a DOS game, so I don't know if I can make it run in Linux.
Huh?
It's a DOS game, so I don't know
Well,
if I
I'm
can
sure
make
there's
it
an
run in
emulator.
Linux.
Moss, I have a game that you should try out.
What's that?
Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura.
That sounds okay. I'm scared.
It's actually a really fun game from 2001.
Is it native on Linux, or do I have to run something?
It was built for Windows, but it was built for Windows in 2001.
All right, let me open up my browser again. What's the name of it?
Arcanum.
It's not a free game either.
It's on Steam for like $2.
Yeah, it says save 75% on Arcanum. Okay.
$1.49. Yep.
You can also get it on GOG,
Buying it right now.
but it's like $4 on GOG.
There's even a Wikipedia page on it.
Oh, for God's sake.
There were a lot of mods that came out for it.
Stupid two-factor. No, what am I saying? I'm glad that exists.
Sierra Online for Windows. Yep.
Except I'm not going to get at it in time because my mail is way behind.
Well, the best D&D game I was ever in, we literally were on the planet that the Enterprise D crashed, doing a straight D&D, except we actually found the Enterprise D, and some wizard had powered up parts of the ship using magic. And so we did get to spend some time in the holodeck building up our skills. But basically the oh, come on, who are the bad guys in Deep Space Nine? Anyhow, they were invading this
The
planet.
Jem'Hadar?
The Dominion.
The Dominion were invading this planet, and we were up against them as well as various D&D monsters.
Oh shoot! I had $5 in my Steam wallet, so I got the game for free.
Uh-huh.
Now I need Steam.
Yeah, I do not have a controller or anything, man.
Ah, well, I don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
dude, this is a PC game.
What does that mean?
That means you use a mouse and keyboard to play.
Nonsense.
Ah,
Unless you're Bill.
Look at the size of that thing. It looks like it's up to his shoulders.
It's because it's on a desk and it's sideways.
It reminds me of those scenes where somebody jumps into the cockpit of one of those ships and starts ripping out wires and fixing some random thing.
Or in a submarine.
I actually watched a video yesterday about how the Ouya failed.
I remember that.
Well, I always thought it was a good idea.
I saw the title for that one, but I didn't actually watch the video. Was it any good?
It was pretty good. They said the main problem was the controller. The thing was just too fat.
So fix that, or make
Be
it
careful,
standard.
I resemble that comment.
What was weird is that they
Too fat? Yeah, we know.
Their
I don't
advertising
wanna hear
said
it.
that the controller was the big issue, and they were going to make sure to have the absolute best controller. Blah blah blah. And then they came out with this thing that makes the NES look underfed.
Are those all hot swap bays too?
Yep.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there's a
I'm out of coffee. I'll be back.
Get me one too, will you?
I'll take mine black and bitter, please.
Just like my women, hot, black, and strong.
Say that in front of your wife.
I have.
I was going to say, he's only saying that because he's in the basement. You can't hear him.
She was one of those little ghetto white girls when I first met her that talked kind of nasty in the street, and it just drove me nuts. She had a butt that stuck out, and yeah, that's all I got to say about that right there.
This sounds like some kind of fever dream. Either that or you've been
That'll draw
mixing
you
your
right
drinks.
in every time.
Oh, okay. So apparently my password's not good enough for you. Oh, helps turn off caps lock. We can hear you, Moss. Launching Steam for the first time is interesting.
Yeah. Every now and again it'll do that too, where it has to download some updates and
Yeah, it's doing it. It opens the
run through some random crazy crap. So, have you guys ever heard of the tap strap?
tap strap.
What, sorry?
The tap strap.
Yeah.
Just look it up real quick. It's a wearable keyboard and mouse.
Oh, all right.
Evidently, it normally costs around like $200. I want to test one out, but I ain't paying no $200 for it.
Tap Strap 2, $149 on eBay. Or no,
Actually, I
100
found
on
one.
eBay.
I'm actually bidding on one for $20 that's in good condition on eBay,
Good luck with that.
and I'm winning.
Right up until the last millisecond.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm sure somebody else will jump in there, but I don't want to pay $100 for a keyboard in the first place, especially not one that I don't know if I will use long term. So I'm hoping get this for $20 and then try out using it and see whether or not I like it.
See, Steam is doing the same thing it did the last time I tried to install it. It'll pop up for about 2 seconds and then crash, pop up for about 2 seconds, then crash, and it'll keep doing that until I right-click and exit Steam.
Okay, first of all, when that happens, what you do is you open up a console, and then you launch it from console, and you actually see what the error is.
Yeah. I don't know what the name of the binary is, though. Let's see.
It's probably just Steam.
Yeah,
Joe,
what do you
you're
know?
not one of those people that are going to spend $300 on a keyboard.
No, I will spend like $80 to $100 on a keyboard if I know I'm going to use it, like this one here with my MX Cherry Blues,
Oh, now it worked.
RK100. So I will spend a little bit of money on a nice keyboard, but I'm not going to spend that much money on a keyboard that I don't know if I will use or not.
Yeah.
And no, I will not spend $300 on a keyboard.
Tell that
Ever.
to System 76.
See, when I run it that way, it works. I wonder if Cinnamon did something to the .desktop file. Let me see. Added some
see what the shortcut does.
Yeah, let me see here. What?
Yeah, they lowered the price of the launch when they came out with the launch heavy and the launch mega. I think is what the subsequent versions were, because I think the original launch keyboard now it's still expensive, but I'm thinking it's like 150 or $200.
Oh, that's better than it was.
Let's see. One of the reasons that I was willing to pay as much for this one as I did, which was probably like $75, is that it does the 2.4 gigahertz. It's got a dongle, but it's also got Bluetooth, and I can switch between like 4 devices, between the dongle and the 3 devices that it will do over Bluetooth.
Okay.
Plus, it's got hot swappable switches. Plus, you can also hook it up over USB if all the wireless stuff starts acting crazy.
Oh, gee, this is just the M570. I thought I'd replaced all my M570s.
MX Ergo.
Well, I mostly have 575s, and then I also have those off-brands that are identical to the
The
Jellycomb.
Jellycombs, yeah. Yeah,
Literally,
even though
I
they're
looked
not
at
Jellycombs.
The label is identical, except it didn't say Jellycomb.
Yeah, even though they're not Jellycombs, they're Jellycombs.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
evidently
the serial
Jellycomb
number
doesn't
was even in
sell
the
on
same
Amazon or
sequence.
something? Yeah.
I still have mine.
Is that the MX? The MX Ergo? Or no, that's the Logitech M570.
Yeah, I got like 3 of those.
I have a bunch of M570s and 75. They do break after a while, but...
And this is the M575.
So far, I haven't broken a 575, but the 570s
What's the difference between the
have gone out on me.
575 and the 570?
The 575 also has Bluetooth.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Which is helpful.
The Jellycombs are also rechargeable. They have the built-in battery.
Hey, here's the...
So is the Ergo.
Here's the 570.
Is there any difference in the ergonomics of it whatsoever?
The shape is slightly different,
It's slightly different. Like here's the 575, and you
I
can
think the
sort of
bases
tell.
are the
It's a
same.
little bit flatter, I think.
You
Yeah.
can see how uh, this is the 575. You can tell on the back
Oh, I do have one of those upstairs.
it's kind of sloped differently.
Yeah.
It kind of slopes down more than the old one. They changed the color of the marble, and on what's really nice that I miss on the excuse me, on the and Moss pointed this out too. On the new one, they have the battery activity on the bottom, and that's also where you turn on the Bluetooth. And there's the switch to turn it on, the whole thing on and off. But on the old one, you had
Honestly,
a,
the
a
build quality on the Logitech is better, but the transition button on the Jellycomb I like better.
here's
Yeah.
the
All
battery.
right, chaps. Sorry, I've got to go. We've had visitors come round. So, all the best for the new year, and I shall see you on the other side.
You
My
joining the
left hand.
HBR show?
I'll try. It depends because if you said 5 o'clock Eastern, that means it's going to be 11 o'clock here, isn't it?
It runs for 28 hours. You can join anytime you want to and drop anytime you want to.
Okay. Well, okay. In which case, I'll try and drop in then.
Right.
Nice one. All
My
right.
left
Take
hand
care.
is
Happy
a
New Year.
jellycomb. My right hand is the same thing, but doesn't say jellycomb.
It's still a Jellycomb.
Yeah.
That
But
is the
really,
same
all
thing,
the
yeah.
printing on it is identical to the jellycomb, except that there's room for it to say jellycomb and it doesn't. And the serial number is in sequence.
I wish Steam would write or put an
Now,
option.
these have a rechargeable port in front. It's hard to see and can't get the light at it right. And then you change. They have 1, 2, and 3 here, and one is Wi-Fi and 2 and 3 are Bluetooth. Yep. Only yours has a silver ball. Oh, that's the Logitech.
Yeah, that's the Ergo or the yeah.
Yeah, the jellycombs have a very sloppy ball in them. I complain about it a lot. It does work, but if you're doing, especially for gaming, I'd find it. If I were a gamer, I would find it very difficult to deal with. Actually, the jellycomb, it's a little bit tighter on my non-jellycomb. Joe, I can't hear you.
It's because I'm muted.
Well, duh.
You let the Jellycomb get a little bit dirty and it snugs right up.
Wrap it with duct tape.
That'd work too. Put a little duct tape on the outside wall, just a little piece, or maybe Scotch tape or whatever, just something to eat up that space a bit. I bet that would work great.
It might. But yeah, the jellycomb actually does say jellycomb right there. And the non-jellycomb actually does not say jellycomb right there.
Yeah.
But they're the same machine. I got mine for 11 something on Temu, and when I went back to recommend it to someone, it was already at 23 something, and I think it's gone up to 30 something now. Let's see here.
Steam needs to write a option to allow you to change the monitor screen that you want the game to play on. Because
Yeah, that can be a pain in the butt.
some games
Okay.
allow you to change it, but
Ooh.
It's
$20.
$24.98 on Temu right now.
Well, here, Moss. I'm gonna drop
Okay.
this here.
You're going to drop what? Where? Don't break it.
In the chat.
In the chat. Oh, we have a chat. If I open up the chat, it covers up half of the screen.
Well, you can close it again after you click the link.
Okay, that's Arcanum. That's a Bluetooth. Blah, blah, blah. KKUOD 2.4.
It's definitely still the Jellycomb.
That's at Amazon. Okay.
That's definitely still the Jellycomb, though.
Yeah, that one's currently 20% off, $19.99.
Have you
So it's
tried that on,
$19.99 there. It's $24.98 on Temu right now.
have you tried it on Bluetooth? Does it work any better?
Oh yeah. No, at work I switch back and forth between the Bluetooth and the 2.4, and it works really well because I use it in conjunction with my phone and my work laptop.
I do not understand why running it in terminal. It runs perfectly fine. And I updated the command to just be a plain binary command, and it still crashes, but if I run it in the terminal, it starts right up. Whatever. That's Linux.
Why not take the shortcut, put it on the desktop, and then launch the shortcut and see what error it throws?
Let's make a new one here. Let's see what happens. Shut it completely down. Does Cinnamon have a quick and easy shortcut? Create new document. No, oh yeah, create new launcher here. Yay. That's what I'm talking about.
Here, Moss, check out this one.
Old Miss dominated Penn State for its first 11-win season in program history. Okay, you sent something else? Oh, up there. Okay. ProtoArch EM04.
This one's not the Jellycomb. It just kind of looks cool.
Yeah, it's not the Jellycomb. The wheel is a lot smaller and
yeah.
more
See, that worked
pronounced.
perfectly fine.
$19.99 on that one too.
Yeah, and I've had the Elecom before, but I did not like the Elecom. It had way too much jiggle.
Actually, it's $19.99 color A-gray ball, but they have it with a purple ball. They call it a blue ball, and those are $26.99. So if you want to get blue balls, you got to pay more.
Right? That costs $7.
Or join the army.
No, they give you saltpeter in the army.
They say they didn't. I have my doubts. All right.
Still, I would be really worried if I had gray balls.
You might want to look again, Moss.
Yes, I know I forgot. Period. By the time I remember,
You forgot your balls were gray?
Now I'm leaving a message to my wife. I was supposed to call Ally Bank yesterday to try and get. We had a card through Allo, which was actually through a little bank in southwestern Missouri, and Ally bought them out, so we had to change the first and last letters. And we're trying to get it to where Suzanne's name is on the account because savings at Ally, just for regular savings, is 4.35% right now. Whereas we're getting, I think, 3 at PenFed. Why would I want to watch a stream, Bill?
Because I said so.
I really enjoyed this game when it first came out, and I've played it a couple of times since then. I enjoy playing the game all the way through.
It's taking a hot minute to load. Nope. Uh-oh. That ain't good. I don't know. What do we got going on here? Oh. Wow. That looks pretty...
Oh, your color scheme is all messed up.
That looks jank.
Yoo-hoo.
Well,
Yoo-hoo.
I can't get it to respond either.
Oh. Yeah, that's kind of purple.
Bill, you on Mint at home or Arch only on the road?
It's just Arch on the road, but this is Mint. And I'm getting ready to replace it with... Ooh, I gotta get this to stop. I'm gonna replace it with LMDE here pretty soon.
I'm using that on my... Well, I got a spare computer that I'm going to take the SSD out of the Tiny and put it into the spare. It's a 4th gen i5 because I'm not sure if I want to trust it with another recording, because 35 minutes into recording Distro Hoppers last month, it froze.
Did you ever get to the bottom of what was causing your Shure microphone to go haywire when we were doing 3FT?
Oh, I was gonna write you on Discord about that. I'm glad you asked me about that because I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that I discussed this with Moss, and I discussed this with my other friend Josh. I'm thinking, since these things are secondhand, I don't think this 65 watt or whatever watt power supply that this thing came with is the original one, because my theory is it's not getting enough power and it's causing the USB not to get a good, a good thing of current. So that's why I'm thinking it's dropping in and out, because USB 3, I think, is what, an amp? I mean, Joe might know better. I think it's like, what, an amp and a half, or something like that?
yeah, well, it depends on the standard, but I think for standard, like, USB-A, it's either 1 or 1.5.
Yeah. And I have my mouse plugged in. I have the Focusrite plugged in, and I had my Logitech webcam plugged in. And as far as power delivery, the keyboard's not going to draw that much. The USB, the Logitech dongle is not going to draw that much, but the camera and the Focusrite, because it's pulling power to power the phantom power for my Shure microphone. So I'm thinking it was getting like a brownout. So
yeah, could be.
I noticed when I upgraded the power supply for this thing, I started getting way better picture on the webcams, and things just were a little bit more reliable. So you might be on to something.
When you go to LMDE, make sure you check your audio, because on mine it's total crap.
What do you mean by total crap?
Total crap. I can't hear anything except noise. The worst as your mic was this an hour ago, times 2, times 3 maybe. I could not get good solid sound out of LMDE. Now this is on an M700 Tiny. I know it's not the most powerful machine out there, but LMDE is supposed to run on low level equipment, and this is not low level equipment. And I was all ready to go over to LMDE totally until I started doing some recordings on it, and it just was total crap.
Otherwise, because I've done other things, that's why I'm not 100% trusting that the repasting of the thermal paste on there has worked. It still has the same 65-watt power supply. One thing I forgot to get when I was at Micro Center yesterday, because I didn't write it down, is I was going to get a 90 or 135-watt power supply for it, but I don't want to give up on it because it's such a nice, neat form factor.
Dave bought one of those. I don't know that it made him
It's a
sound
lot
any
better
better.
than this. I have this like 30-year-old open case, desktop case that I have the i5 in.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes up so much room compared to what Moss showed you, the size of that tiny. So I'm not going to give up on it yet, but I need some more time to see if it's going to be reliable. Because I had the same issue that I forgot to tell Moss this. I had the same issue with the microphone and that when I was on three fat truckers. I ended up having to use my Pangolin.
Mr. Joe, you crazy.
No. What's crazy is
Logitech TrackMan wheel, 3-button wireless optical trackball mouse. Now they show a wire on it, but it's
this is one of the originals. That's the whole thing. They don't make these anymore. They haven't made these for like 15 years, and I don't know why they say that it would take a freaking AA battery. But this is the original Logitech cordless TrackMan. And they want like $240 for it, and it's been that way on like eBay and everywhere else for a long, long time because you simply can't get them anymore. The only problem is, I've had this like since they came out. The only problem is
cordless, but it's corded.
Oh,
they show the cord.
Yeah, it's the corded ones that's expensive, but
that one you sent me says cordless. It just doesn't show being cordless. It shows a cord.
Well, yeah, that says wireless, but it's definitely not wireless.
Yeah.
But the problem is the buttons go out. Huh?
What, Dale?
Isn't that cord the antenna for the mouse? Right, Jim?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the antenna. It's just you hook it up over USB-C, so it's technically wireless, yes, while being wired.
Yeah, it's a 40 megahertz antenna. If you put a light bulb near it, it'd light up.
No, but the problem is that the buttons go out, and I do have the Amazon link to purchase new buttons and go in and replace them on this board because this is the mouse that got me into trackball mice. Yeah. So
well, the old trackballs, I didn't have any problems with the buttons going out. Those are the old wired ones.
Well, the whole thing is that,
pre-USB.
Using it for a year or two is a whole lot different than using it for the 20 years that this thing is old.
Well, anyhow.
But this one, actually, all the buttons seem to work right now. Okay,
well, the jelly comb, my right button went out, which is really weird because I hardly ever touch it.
Well, is it still out?
Yeah, I haven't sent you anything lately.
Yeah, see, I'm getting sometimes non-clicks with the left.
What are we doing for topic next week? Like a year in review, or?
I thought it was going to be, we were going to go over last year's predictions and how bad I sucked.
I came up with some new predictions. I don't think I was on last year's show.
Do you want to do last year's and then our new ones in one episode, or?
I do, but somebody else had said to split it up. I don't remember. Was that
Well, I had said split it up, but you said no, and so I went ahead and put my stuff in there.
All right,
Problem
let's
is,
do them together.
we no longer need to be predicting when Mint is going to go with Wayland.
Because
There's a
now we
map.
know.
I don't remember what my
A
predictions
roadmap
were.
is
I'm gonna
there,
have
so
to,
we can't even do that anymore.
I'm gonna have to
As
go
far
back
as
and look it
when
up.
Bodhi is going to do Wayland, probably with version 8. But when does
Yeah,
version 8 come out? Sometime less than 2 years after 2404 comes out.
I need to fix the left click on this. It's too intermittent on when it works.
Mm-hmm. Well, I still need to send you the Kudu 3. I haven't disconnected the power supply yet. I mean, I disconnected it from the computer, not from the wall. I have to get under Suzanne's desk, and that's a mess.
Are we gonna try the jellyfin next week? Or not jelly? Yeah, no. Jitsi next week. Are we gonna try that or?
Well, I've got it loaded on
Sure.
something. Let's see, do I have it loaded here? Internet.
It
Jitsi
works.
Meet. Yep, I got it right here on Bodhi.
I think it works through a
It's
browser
going to
too.
be fun because if it don't work, nobody knows how to fix it in Bodhi.
I just use the flat pack. We'll
Well,
see
that's
how
what
that
I'm
goes.
using. I think. Let me see here.
Somebody mentioned that there is a voice and video chat client in Nextcloud, and I'm curious about that.
Yep,
But
it's a flat pack.
I don't know how good that would work. Of course, presumably, Majid would have to connect back to the United States on that Jitsi server too. But the Nextcloud is something we've already got. I just don't know how reliable it would be. I don't know why I don't trust. I suppose it's worth trying. Something we've already got. I think I sent Joe a message on Nextcloud Talk like a year and a half ago, and he never got it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that might be a good tool to use for us to communicate through the week. That way we don't have to enable, because I know you guys don't like enabling the notifications on Discord. But if we had something that is only us, and they do make a Nextcloud Talk app for Android.
How much bandwidth would that need?
I don't know. I'm just curious with it being just on my local server with no load balancers or CDNs anywhere. How well that would work for people far away. Like I'm starting one right now. Ooh, it makes noise. It looks pretty robust.
Well, I'm trying to get my head back into the news cycle so I can update those things in the show notes, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. You know we do our best work the last 24 hours before the show, though.
Well, I usually want to get the news filled in 36 to 48 hours before the show. So the Londoner can tell me, hey, you know that news article you put in there? It's already in there.
I do like to have it done. I need the notes done. I don't need people writing their wanderings 5 minutes before showtime because I need to be able to put it on the website for everybody else to see the notes while we do the show.
I'm still waiting for Eric to put stuff in the show notes on distro hoppers.
He hasn't done that yet?
I looked last night and there were a lot of blank spots. Let me check now.
He's been a disgruntled worker for a while now.
Hey, Bill. Do you want to grab the show notes from last year? So we have all the predictions.
Let's see.
Hey, Bill, what does a gruntled person look like?
Disgruntled. But I don't know what a gruntled
Well,
person...
you have to be gruntled first.
You have to be gruntled to be disgruntled?
Yep.
All right, let's see. Show notes. Did we do it in 2022 or?
It might have been the first show of 2023.
11th of December. 27th of December. Wow. That one on the 27th never got finished.
What, the show notes?
Yeah, there's nothing. It says like first up in the news and then nothing, and then insecurity and privacy updates are required, then our wanderings, Bill hammers Nextcloud, Joe does tinkering, and then there's nothing else. In our innards section, we discuss history, so that must... Yeah. I don't think that's the one.
Well, now Google is having a problem contacting my phone. It's got the phone right, but it's sending me codes to verify it's me, and it's not verifying it's me.
And then 403 is when Moss was in Atlanta, but he sent his predictions. Joe does HPR and Bill sets up servers. Okay, so...
I just realized they numbered the SATA ports on this motherboard as 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8.
And 5, 6 is before all the other ones?
Yeah.
That's probably for the optical drive. I don't know. Is one of them red?
I'm thinking it could be those are the ones for the RAID, the software RAID.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you just number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and put in the documentation? If you want to use the software RAID, use 1 through 4.
Or sometimes some of them are like eSATA. Like I've got one in mine that's red and it's an eSATA, and it just means that it works without a power cord.
Yeah, it's the external. Yeah, the external.
Yeah, but you can still use it as a regular SATA. Okay, so wow, this had Nishant's prediction on it.
Yeah, I had another board that had 2 different controllers. It had an AS Media, and then it had the chipset.
It's episode 403 is the one we need to reference. Moss was, I predict there will be at least 2 new distros appear, one Arch-based and the other Debian-based, which someone somewhere, major podcaster YouTube channel, will proclaim to be the greatest distro ever, and that not everyone will sneer at the thought one of these will begin to get serious attention. I don't think so. We can argue this all out next week, though. Moss also predicted that almost everyone will continue to mostly ignore fascinating distros such as Serpent OS, Nix OS, and Solus OS. And that Solus OS will fall into the same level of unimportance. You're right, except for Nix OS. Nix OS is getting some undeserved attention.
Is getting some. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
People are having trouble with Nix. Nix OS is one of those things where people are having trouble with it, but they refuse to blame it on Nix OS.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Okay, you predict that either ReactOS or Haiku OS will put a version out which is not labeled beta. I'm not sure if that's happened or not. I suspect not.
No, Haiku has come out with a really, really good beta, but it's still a beta.
I've tried React. I've not tried Haiku. I've often...
Well, React is basically open source Windows, and Haiku is open source BOS.
When I tried React, though, yeah, it looked like Windows 98 or something like that and behaved like it, but you couldn't just go and download Windows software and install it on there. You had to choose from what was available in their little repo type thing.
Well, React will load some stuff through Wine.
That's fucking weird.
I'm surprised that I'm not sure about the technical reasons against this, but I've always wondered in the 20 years that we've had, over 20 years that we've had Wine, that more people haven't made like a wrapper so that...
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. There are wrappers.
Like Tupac Shakur.
Wrappers.
Eminem.
Play on Linux.
Oh.
What's that other one?
But I mean, like in a flat pack
Bottles.
where you want like you want to run Microsoft Word. I know that'd be copyright problems, but I mean, making a Windows application and using Wine built into a flat pack OS.
I think there is one for Microsoft Office, there was one for Microsoft Office, but it got taken over by the web app because it was easier to maintain the web app than it was the Flatpak.
You mean like Electron?
Yeah.
Dale, I have the show notes open. There are 4 areas for Eric to put in stuff, and he has one of them filled in. And in fact, that one looks like he was about to start talking about something else and just put a word in to keep his thought.
Okay.
Eric. Where are you, Eric?
Well, if Bill finds episode 404, wouldn't that then negate calling it 404?
404 not found.
Yeah. That'll land soon enough.
So Joe,
well, I assume I'm going to make the next episode, and if so, that will be my 100th episode.
Oh my goodness, look at mine. The Raspberry Pi Foundation will announce the release of Pi 5.
No.
Ubuntu will drop ZFS on root support on 2304, but continue to develop in-tree kernel module. I'm gonna be rich.
You didn't put any money down on it, Bill.
Well, here's a bad one. Ubuntu will begin proper support for ButterFS in the installer, meaning creation of subvolumes and setting up snapshots by 2310, having it ready for the LTS in 2024. And Google will...
I'm still hearing more and more problems with ButterFS, which is probably why people aren't going there.
No, the problems that people are hearing about ButterFS is where they try to use it for wide-scale RAID configurations, which it's really just not... I don't believe it's optimized for...
It's getting in the way of boot, too.
Because I run it on everything, and I never... Just for basic use. I've got it on half a dozen machines, and I never have a problem with it. So I mean,
Well,
that's
Dale can confirm that just about any distro he uses with ButterFS all of a sudden won't show up in the boot sequence.
But what's interesting is Londoner pointed out, and we'll have this in the feedback on the podcast on distro hoppers, but he said that I can't remember the number because it's in the feedback section, but I'm thinking it's Grub 30 or Grub 40. He said if you copy the config to one of those two, whichever number it's supposed to be, then Grub will load a module for support of ButterFS.
yeah. You have to
And I
have
haven't.
that module loaded at boot time in order for it to work. People need to
Well,
quit messing
why
with
does
Grub. That's, I
yeah?
mean, whenever I hear about people having trouble with Scrub, I'm like, well, have you gone in there and tried to change anything? Oh, yeah, I go and I change the theme and I move the order around and I rename this and I change that. And I'm like, well, do you understand how the boot process works? Well, not really. Yeah, maybe you
I
shouldn't be
still
messing
don't, and
with
I've
Grub.
been fighting it for years.
Just leave it alone. I mean, not even. I've tried. Certain distros work good with boot or the Grub customizer tool, and then like others, it's completely useless because if you create multiple Grub config files in the /etc/default/ if you create like a grub .conf.d and then put config files in that, Grub Customizer will not source those files. And so you'll make changes to Grub Customizer and none of them will work because it wasn't able to. Those settings are getting rewritten by the config files in the config directory. And the reason that's happening is because they're numbered. The config files are numbered with like 00 or 01 or 50 or 60, and those configs are sourced in the order in which those numbers fall. And if you make a change to the first config file, but then you've got something written to the other config files, it just completely bypasses that. So
I think I have gotten to be completely obsolete on distro hoppers because there are only a few distros I'm even willing to try anymore.
It's a little simpler when you use System D boot, in my opinion, but you've got to watch with that. I've noticed a problem I've been running into if you use like LVM encrypt. If you use the Lux encryption, it'll report the wrong UUID as the root, and then it won't boot. You have to go into the boot directory and change the UUID of the root directory because once
Londoners says it was 40_custom file to create extra grub menu.
Yeah, see, like if I look at like LMDE, for example, you got the main config file, and then inside the grub.config.d, there's like two more, and they both have different things on them that they kind of overrule. Now, if you delete all that and then start from scratch, then you can have a little bit more control over it. Grub has always been, in my opinion, more complicated than. Clearly not more complicated than it should be because it's never been simplified, really.
That's why they call it the Grand Unifying.
Grand is the right word for it, that's for sure.
System deboot is actually pretty cool.
I like it.
I tried it. I can't remember what distro it was in one of my reviews for distro hoppers, but it was one of the Arch ones. And actually, system deboot is actually much more straightforward and easier to do, but there's no customizing at all.
I thought Solus was using system deboot.
Huh?
I thought Solus was using system deboot.
They're actually using a different one from Clear Linux. They're using CLR boot.
I think
if I remember
his,
correctly.
if I remember Ike's opinion of that from back in the day, because you can bypass all of this and actually, if you configure your own kernel, you can literally just boot with an EFI stub.
Yeah.
You don't need a boot manager at all. That's, I mean, that's unless you're wanting to multi-boot or dual boot, but leaving all that aside, the problem with that is you can't add.
Unless, who are you talking to, Bill?
Well, you also can't add kernel command line parameters either. You can't give it tell it you want no watchdog or quiet boot and all that stuff. You're just kind of stuck with I don't know why anybody would do that. I mean,
Okay, guys. Well, I gotta get.
okay.
I shall see you in a week.
Yep, we shall be here. Hopefully,
I'll
plus
see you
Majid
Tuesday,
and
Moss.
Yeah, I'll
Thanks.
see you in a few days, Dale.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday, yes.
you working Monday, Dale, or are you off for New Year's?
No, I got sent home early, so they're letting me have a few extra days.
I got to go to
than normal.
Alabama on Tuesday. Or no, I'm going over to my Moss's neck of the woods. I'll be in Dandridge. I'll head to Dandridge on Tuesday. I forgot. Yeah.
Give me a toot.
Yeah, I will. Because I'll probably be down there at 5:00 in the evening Tuesday night.
I used to live in a cabin in Dandridge for about a year.
It's nice down there.
And then I lived in Blaine, and then I moved into Knoxville, and then back to Blaine, and then to Dandridge, and then back to Blaine.
And it's not really Dandridge where I'm going. I don't even know where that Bush Beans factory is, the cannery next to it.
Oh, I know where that is. That's Chestnut Hill.
Yeah, Chestnut Hill. That's right. They call it
that's
Dandridge.
at the end of 92, and 92 runs all the way up to Rutledge. And then I'm about 12 miles from where 92 hits Rutledge Pike.
Oh, okay.
US 11 West.
All righty then. All right, kids.
All right. Well,
have a good rest of your weekend. Dale, if you're not doing anything later on, we're going to stream live, and we're doing a year-end everybody's welcome type thing. So
for mintCast?
For Three Fat Truckers.
Well, Three Fat Truckers, when's that?
It's 7:00 Eastern time tonight. Anybody that wants to join in. Yeah.
Okay, well, send me a message so I don't forget, because when I get working on things, I forget to eat and everything else.
I have been losing weight, by the way. My last weigh-in was 255.0.
Oh, my God.
So, considering March of 2022, I was 285 point something.
That's pretty good.
That is good. Oh, I wish my doctor would put me on that stupid Ozempic stuff so I could
Well,
get
my wife is on it, but she had to go off it before the knee surgery.
Oh.
And she's going to have to start it up again after she'll probably wait until after the second knee surgery to go back on it.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll catch you later.
Alrighty, you have a good one, guys.
Yep.
Talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everybody.